Hello, welcome to you all for my next video on Azure Fundamentals, question, answers and explanation for the topic under concept. This is the seventh series of Windows. Herein we are going to see 20 questions in the 20 minutes time. Let's get into the question, answer and explanations. The first question, an Azure dash is a defined area of the world that contains at least one Azure region. The options are geography, B data center, C region. The right answer for this question is option A. The hierarchy will be data centers forms a region forms a geography. Next question is Dash is a high availability offering that protects your application and data from data center failures. The options are Azure data centers, option B availability zone, option C resource groups. The right answer for this question is option B. As mentioned earlier, data centers forms the availability zone. If one data center fails, other will take over, and so option B will be the correct answer. Next question, a combination of fault domain and an update domain is called as A resource group, B an availability zone, C a redundant data center. The right answer for this question is option B, because multiple data centers forms an availability zone. If one center fails, the other one will take care of the normal operation inside the availability zone, which is a faulty domain, and the update or live domain will reside inside the availability zone as two different data centers. And so the right answer for this question is option B. Next question, Dash allows you to scale your application and create high availability for your services. Options are option A availability zone, option B load balancer, option C VNet. The right answer for this question is option B. In case of domain or data center requires additional capacity, the other data center lends help, and so scalability will be achieved. And so availability zone is a correct answer. Please note there is a correction here. The option should have to be availability zone, option A. Next question, Dash is a set of data centers deployed within a latency defined perimeter and connected through a dedicated regional low latency network. Options are option A paired region, option B region, option C resource group. The right answer for this question is option B. Multiple data centers forms an availability zone. These data centers well connected to ensure the fastest communication, so that if one data center fails, the other will take over. In case of scalability, this communication will be maintained, and so there are well connected and ensures low latency in terms of throughput. With that, these availability zones forms a region, and so option B is a correct answer. Next question is Dash is a high availability offering that protects your application and data from data center failures. Option A Azure data centers, option B availability zones, option C resource groups. The right answer for this question is option B. As seen in the previous question, availability zones are the correct answers. Next question, what is an Azure region? It's a kind of definition for Azure region. Option A, one or more Azure data center within a specific geographical location. Option B, a way of breaking networks into smaller network. Option C, firewall rules which define the flow of traffic in and out of Azure. Option A is the correct answer. Please note that the hierarchy is data center is the lowest. Multiple data centers forms an availability zone, And availability zones forms a region. Region forms geography. A region usually have a region pair associated with another geography. And so the right answer for this question is option A. Option B and option C are not relevant, and so they are not the definition for Azure region. Next question, what is true about Azure Load Balancer? Option A, you must use Azure Load Balancer if you want to distribute the traffic among your virtual machines running in Azure. Option B, Azure Load Balancer work with internet facing traffic only. Option C, Azure Load Balancer distributes traffic among similar systems, making your services more highly available. Here, out of these three options, option C is a correct answer. Load balancer also takes care of internal traffic communication, and so B is not the correct answer. It is not only regulate traffic between the VMs, but also with other services and systems. And so option is A is the correct answer. Sorry, option C is the correct answer. What is network latency? Option A, the amount of data that can fit on the connection. Option B, that the distance data must travel to reach its destination. Option C, the time it takes for data to travel over the network. The right answer for this question is option C. The time it takes for data to travel over the network is the right answer. Also note that network latency is the delay in network communication. It shows the time that the data takes to transfer across the network. And so networks with a longer delay or lag have high latency, while those with the fast response times have a very low latency. True or false? Tags can be applied to any type of resource on Azure. Option A true, option B false. The right answer for this question is option A. To most part, tags are used in all the resources or services. But there is a documentation which says that tags cannot be applied to special classic resources. However, I have not found clear documentation on this anymore. So my suggestion is go with option A, that is true. True or false? Tags applied at a resource group level are propagated to resources within the resource group. Option A true, option B false. The right answer for this question is option B. No, tags do not propagate, and so option B is the right answer. Which of the following is not a feature of resource group? Option A, resources can be only in one resource group. Option B, resources can be moved from one resource group to another resource group. Option C, resource groups can be nested. Option D, role-based access control can be applied to resource group. Please note that question again, which of the following is not a feature? Here, option C is the correct answer because you can have multiple resources as part of a resource group. While creating a resource, you need to mention the resource group from the combo selection, and so binding a resource to multiple resource groups is not possible. You can change a resource group for a resource whenever you want. You can use role-based access control, otherwise called as RBAC, over a resource group. However, resource groups cannot be nested, and so option C is the right answer. Which of the following might be good usage of tags? Option A, using tags to associate a cost center with resources for internal chargeback. Option B, using tags in conjunction with Azure automation to schedule maintenance windows. Option C, using tags to store environment and department association. Option D, all of the above answers are the good ways to use tags. The right answer for this question is option D. This is a repeat question that we have seen earlier, and we have seen it earlier. Nothing wrong to test our knowledge again. The right options is all of the above. To reiterate, tags are used for easy management of resources, cost calculation, automation, and many more. Which of the following would be most efficient way to ensure a naming convention was followed across your subscription? Option A, send out an email with the details of your naming convention and hope it is followed by all the people in your team. Option B, create a policy with your naming requirements and assign it to the scope of your subscription. Option C, give all other users except for yourself read-only access to the subscription. Have all requests to create resources sent to you so you can review the names being associated to the resources and then create them. Here, option B is the correct answer because sending out an email across the organization and ask employees to follow a guideline sometimes fails. Owning this task will lead to dependency with an employee while assigning a tag while creating a resource. With that, option A and C are not correct. We can create a policy and assign it to subscription so that naming convention will be strictly adhered across the organization while creating a resource and its tags. The policy will take care of uniformity, and so B is the right answer. Uh, True or false? A resource group can contain resources from the same region as a resource group. The options are true, option B false. The right answer for this question is option B. Please read the question again. It means resources should have to be in the same region while forming the resource group. It is true or false. And so the right answer for this question is B. That is false. A resource group can contain resources from other regions also while forming a resource group. Next question, true or false? You can add a resource to, to or remove a resource from the resource group at any given time. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is option A. That is true. You can change a resource from one resource group to another resource whenever you want. And so the right answer for this question is option A. Next question, true or false? Resources can interact with other resources in different resource group. Is it true or false? The right answer for this question is option A. That is true. There is no restriction in terms of interaction between resources under a subscription. Resource group does not play any role in such interaction, and so option A is the correct answer. Next question, which three descriptions of region are accurate? Option A, which it represent a physical data center. Option B, they are always paired with other region. Option C, contain one or more data center. Option D, can span across countries. Option E, specify the location of the resources. So we have 5 different options. We need to pick up the right one. Please note that all are correct. The recent update from Microsoft is that all region across the globe has their own region pair. And so the right answer for this question is all of the above. Next question, which setup can be deployed as an availability zone? Option A, two data centers located in different region. Option B, two data centers located in same region. Option C, two servers located in the same data center. Option D, two data center located in the different geography. The right answer for this question is option B. As we have seen already, two or more data centers forms an availability zone. Here, these centers are well connected together to get low latency network, and they will be close to each other. And so those availability zones are all co-located in the same region. That is a correct answer. Next question, what is the purpose of resource group? Option A, it is a collection of user and group accounts. Option B, it defines initiatives that allows you to control the type of resources that can be deployed. Option C, it serves as a container for Azure resources like VMs and web apps. Option D, it specifies the subscription that are allocated to create Azure resources. The right answer for this question is option C. That is, it is a kind of container to hold multiple resources. The main purpose of having resource is to manage the resources effectively and control the cost, as well as to perform any automation activities. These are limited set of purposes, and there are many other things other than this. So the right answer for this question is option C. With that, let me conclude in today's session. I hope this video is helpful to you for your interview as well as examination purposes. Please stay tuned for my next video again in the same topic, that is concept. That's for the next 20 set of question in 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Bye.